everybody, and welcome to another episode of Katie's Christmas Corner, Hanukkah edition. Woo! For those of you who didn't know, not only is today Christmas Eve, but it's also the first day of Hanukkah. So my friend Marjorie has brought us a wonderful Hanukkah story for us to read. She brought A Family Hanukkah. A Family Hanukkah by Bobbi Katz and illustrated by Caryl Hertzfeld. The days were growing shorter and shorter. The time for Hanukkah was growing closer. Jonathan and Rachel could hardly wait. Of all the Jewish holidays, Hanukkah was the most fun. There were 8 days of festivities, special songs, presents, games, and food. And each day another new candle was added to the family menorah. The whole family always celebrated the first night of Hanukkah at Grandma and Grandpa's big old house. With so many relatives, it wasn't easy to find presents for everyone.
Let's make a list,
said Rachel.
It's like a game to think of something little and nice, something each person will like,
said Jonathan. The next day, Rachel and Jonathan went shopping. They found some neat things they could afford. A plastic fish for Fisherman Grandpa, flower seeds for Aunt Liz and Uncle Bob, a bookmark for Dad, and a nifty pincushion for Mom. But there were other things on their list that cost more than they had expected. So they started making gifts. Chocolate molds on sticks and masks for their cousins and a bean bag bunny for the baby. By pressing cloves into an orange, they made a spicy-smelling pomander for Grandma to hang in her closet on a ribbon. At last the day came that would end with the beginning of Hanukkah. Dressed in their best, the kids and their parents piled into a car for the ride to Grandma and Grandpa's house in the country. The countryside looked faded and frozen under the pale sky, but inside the car, spirits were warm and bright. As soon as the car pulled into the driveway, the relatives scrambled out of the house to welcome the new arrivals. After giving hugs and kisses to the grown-ups, all of the children, except the baby, who was tucked in for a nap, went for a walk in the park with Grandpa.
How come all you kids are visiting us today?
Teased Grandpa as they tramped through a carpet of crunchy brown leaves.
Oh, Gramps, it's Hanukkah,
said Molly, the littlest cousin.
Hanukkah?
Asked Grandpa, pretending to be puzzled.
What's Hanukkah? The Festival of Lights,
answered Jonathan, playing along with him.
We celebrate Hanukkah because of a miracle that happened long, long ago in Jerusalem. Come on, Gramps, tell us about it,
begged Molly's sister Lisa.
Well,
said Grandpa,
it was like this. The mighty Syrian army had conquered little Judea. Their king, Antiochus, had ordered idols of Greek gods to be placed in the holy temple. The Jews refused to worship the statues, but there was no way they could stop the Syrian soldiers from taking over the temple and sacrificing pigs and chickens to their idols. Meanwhile, the Jews were forbidden to worship God anywhere. The punishment for disobeying was death. Then what happened? Asked Jonathan. Grandpa continued. A man called Matthias and his 5 strong sons formed a rebel band, the Maccabees. The word Maccabee comes from the word hammer in Hebrew. The Maccabees hid in caves by day and struck at night. Shepherds, farmers, craftsmen, and shopkeepers slipped away to join them. Put an end to those Maccabees, ordered King Antiochus. A huge Syrian army with horsemen and elephants massed in the valley below Jerusalem. But the hammer struck first. The army, elephants and all, was driven away in defeat. The happy people rushed to their temple. They threw away the statues, chased out the animals, and scrubbed the blood from the altar. But when it was time to rededicate the temple to God by lighting the ever-burning light, they could find only one little jug of sacred olive oil, just enough for one day. It would take the priests a whole week to prepare a new supply, yet somehow the ever-burning light kept on burning, day after day, for 8 days until the new sacred oil was ready. A miracle! And Jewish families like ours have been celebrating the Nez Gadol, the great miracle, ever since.
Added Grandpa.
Nez Gadol Hayasham. A great miracle happened there. The first letter of each word is on your dreidels. I can't wait to play,
said Molly.
You won't have to wait long,
said Grandpa, looking at the sky.
It's almost time to light the candles. Let's go.
The whole house smelled like a cinnamon apple onion bouquet. While each of the visiting relatives had brought a part of the meal, Grandma herself always made the traditional Hanukkah foods: pot roast, applesauce, and latkes. Latkes are crispy potato pancakes, and Grandma's were perfect. At sunset, everyone joined Grandpa in singing the prayer as he lit the shames, or caretaker candle, and then used it to light the first candle in the menorah. Baby Emma banged her spoon with joy as the family sang Rock of Ages. Next, the delicious meal began. The latkes kept disappearing, but Grandma's piled more and more on the platter.
I can't eat another bite,
said Rachel, and neither could anyone else. As soon as the table was cleared, it was time to exchange presents. There were lots of little surprises, but all the kids were most delighted by something that was not a surprise: Hanukkah Geld. The chocolate money, wrapped in gold foil, is a reminder of the days when Jews were not allowed to worship God. Supposedly, they fooled the Syrians by gathering in small groups and pretending to gamble by tossing some coins on the ground and spinning a top called a dreidel.
Is it time to spin the dreidel?
asked Molly. A chorus of
yes, yes, yes,
was the answer. Everyone took nuts from a big bowl. Around and around swung the dreidel as each person took a turn, winning, losing, or keeping according to how the dreidel landed. Before long, a very happy and very tired Molly had a big pile of nuts in front of her. The candles in the menorah burned lower as the family wished each other a happy holidays and left for their own homes. The first night of Hanukkah was ending, but there were 7 more days to come. Each night another candle would be added to the menorah, until 8 candles burned in one bright row, with the shames burning above it. The end. Thank you so much for joining me for this special edition episode of Katie's Christmas Corner. Happy Hanukkah to everybody out there. Join me here again at 8 o'clock tonight when we'll be reading The Night Before Christmas. Until then, have a happy Hanukkah and a wonderful Christmas Eve, and I'll see you later.